At this point in a usual kind of album campaign, I would be out doing gigs all over Europe. I would be doing massive promo trips and doing as many interviews and TV shows and visiting radio stations, but you just can't do any of that. So when you think of a venue like the Barrowlands, to put a gig on in here, there's probably about 50, 60, even more people working behind the scenes just to put the gig on.
And speaking of the band and crew, you know, you do a lot of backstage videos and stuff on your Instagram. You look like you have the best time with your band and crew. How are they getting on just now? Because obviously for a lot of freelance musicians and people like that, it's such a difficult time.
There's so many people whose livelihood is dependent on music, and without it, so many of them have just struggled. I've got band and crew that have started working in supermarkets and things like that just because they need something to kind of bring in income for their families.
What do you think when you see people like Rishi Sunak suggesting that people should retrain?
I felt embarrassed for him to say something so ridiculous, to be honest. And it's just completely soul destroying. I know that there's so many industries that are in dire need of help. I know that there's so many people, but it doesn't mean that you can't help other industries as well. And if we lock all music down, if we don't give the people that make the music and that are behind the scenes, if we don't give them the support, then when we come out of this, then we won't have anything to look forward to. We won't have an industry there afterwards. And I think that that's where it's very naive of governments to think that this isn't a viable industry, because it certainly is. And I'm hopeful that one day this place will be packed again and we'll be back to normal. But I think that the people that make music happen need a bit more support to get through this. As humans, we make plans and we have things to look forward to. We have holidays in our diaries, we have trips to the cinema, or we're going out with friends, and nobody has any of that. And I think that's a really difficult thing to get used to. And I hope that we don't have to get used to it for much longer. I hope that in the future we can have a little bit of good news, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.